Ah, is this me? I can't tell.
Hey,
Hi.
we're on opposite sides.
We're mixing it up. I know.
Yeah.
We know the internet doesn't like change, but maybe it's for the better. You get my
Maybe.
good side now.
Maybe. We just had to change our relationship. It just wasn't working anymore. We needed something.
It was
to
complicated.
spice it
It
up.
was complicated for a long time. Now it's.
Yeah. He just doesn't want to have sex with me anymore.
I'm too good for that now.
We're here to talk about a band you may not know about. This guy actually found it, which is kind of weird.
It's usually the
For
other way
me.
around. It's usually him telling me about bands, and I'm like, oh yeah, this band's cool.
Yeah. This band is Universal Mind Project with their album The Jaguar Priest. Their debut came out April 29th, so we're a little late on this one. This band's kind of a mix of a whole bunch of stuff. There's members of Luca Trilli's Rhapsody in here. Dark Water, if you know them. This band, they have a guitar player, and then they have two vocalists, Alina Livera, which is she's female vocalist, and Henrik Both, I guess.
Yeah.
So they kind of have which we'll dive into, but they have a interesting dynamic in terms of vocals, because not only do they have really good, male vocals and female vocals, but they have the guitar player does, screams, so there's a lot of variety here. This band's I would call them symphonic power metal.
With some very slight things that I noticed of maybe some slight folkish stuff on some songs and some slight progressive moments in other spots, but it's not overbearing. I wouldn't call them a progressive or folk band, but
No.
it's there.
Yeah,
a little bit.
You can tell. A lot of the songs on here too are very long.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of dank content on this album.
That dang content.
Yeah. So yeah. What do you think about it?
So I'll just tell the story really quick of how I found out about this. Because Spotify on phones, unless you pay for premium, you can't listen to an exact song that you want to listen to. And shut up. And I wanted to listen to an Epica song, and so I go on, and an ad popped up for the song "Truth" by this band. So I listened to it, and I looked them up on Spotify. And yeah, the connection there is an apt one. I mean, that because this band does at times remind me of Epica with the kind of big arrangements and long songs, and it's really cool. The first song I ever heard was the title track, "The Jaguar Priest," and it's it starts off with a spoken intro before the song busts in. They do that a couple times on here, but again, it's got that symphonic elements, and really the guitar riffs are really cool. Probably my favorite song on this album is "Awakened by the Light." That song just kind of all around just encompasses a lot that I like in terms of power metal bands and symphonic metal bands, and it's really cool. And the choruses of the entire album are really good. The Bargain of Lost Souls, really cool. Again, Truth, the opening, and then into and all the vocal arrangements is cool. Anthem for Freedom, God damn it. Anthem for Freedom is probably the best chorus on the whole album, and Dream State's good, and the Force of Our Creation. There's just this band writes really good, catchy choruses, and and Tyler alluded to, most of the songs on this album, there's a lot of songs that are 8+ minutes long, and then a lot of them are at least 4.
It looks like it's either 4 minutes or 8 minutes, one of the two.
It's there's one that's 5 according to this.
They blew it.
It's so, but it was just cool because it's been a little while, and I needed a band like this because it's been a little while since Epica put out the Quantum Enigma. And I'm like, and even though, shortly after I found this, Dave was like, hey, Epica's, we're putting out a new album, which is coming out later this year. And I found this, it's like, oh yeah, this is really cool because it's different though than them. It's whereas like you could maybe make the complaint of Quantum Enigma that there's too much going on maybe at times, that there's just so much that, like, especially after seeing them live, that you're just kind of like, okay, that's a little overbearing. Whereas it's a little bit more about the band, I guess, is how I want to say it, on this album. Like, the arrangements are all big, and there's all kinds of complex parts and really good solos. Like, again, Awakened by the Light, and I think the Dream State has a cool one. But, like, just these very big, but it's still very kind of almost self-contained. They do have their own sound, and it's really, really cool. Like, the fact that you can just kind of... it's another one of those bands that I really like, where you can just kind of put on, and then, whatever you're doing automatically just, like, gets, like, twice as epic. But then also it's just, like, it can kind of be good for driving, whatever the heck you're doing. And I like bands like that, where it's just, like, they're kind of a multi-purpose band for listening, and it's just, like, I don't have to force myself to listen to Universal Mind Project. It just happens, and then I can just go about my day, and it's cool. But, yeah, I really enjoyed finding this band and discovering it. So, really good album.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed the first time I heard this album. The band that you can most easily relate this band to is Epica. So if you're into Epica, I think you would really dig the shit out of this, because Epica has a lot of variety in what they do, but I feel like this band has even more.
Oh, definitely.
And one thing that blows me away about this album is its production. Its production is just golden. For a first album, for a band that's, not fucking biggest band in the world, this is just, it sounds so good. It's so clean, nothing, really stands out and kind of takes away from other things. It's just superb. It sounds like a band that's 6 albums into their career and makes a shitload of money and tours and plays in front of thousands of fucking people. That's one thing that just stands out to me. But I just think the dynamic between all the different types of vocals it blows me away. I mean, Alina's vocals are just fucking phenomenal. Just one of the best female vocalists that I've ever heard. I think it's the chorus in Truth just gets me every single time. It's like, it just sounds so good. The vocal patterns and just the way everything goes together on this album, all the different puzzle pieces, is just unbelievably good from start to finish. And one song that stands out to me is I know
Anthem for Freedom.
No, A World That Burns, which is just more of a ballad, and it's just Alina singing the whole time for the most part. And that song is very, very good. And it comes at a good place in the album and totally breaks it up. But then, there's just some massive fucking hooks in a lot of these songs that just get you every time. I always get the guitar from the Jaguar pre stuck in my head all the time. It's a good album, man. From start to finish, I think this is one of the most solid albums you can listen to this year. Maybe ever. I don't know. It's that good. I love it. I put this album on a lot since Keith told me about it. It's just like, I don't know what to listen to. I'll listen to this. It's just a good album to just go to whenever, you're just looking for something to listen to. And I think this band's incredibly exciting. Hopefully they get picked up by a, more major label, Nuclear Blast, Metal Blade, or whatever. And they can put out lots of albums and tour the world, because I think this band could be something big, something special. Because what they have there is definitely a good start. It's a hell of a start. There's a lot of guests on this album as well. A lot of people that filled in, did different things, and makes it exciting. Another thing is that some of the riffs on this album are just fucking tight. And some of them are really heavy too. That's probably the best part about it. I mean, you kind of get literally everything. You get big choruses, you get fucking powerful male and female vocals, you get your fucking growls, you get your fucking heavy riffs, your solos, your fucking crazy ass fucking leads, you get your ballads, you get your really fast parts. It's like, dude, and everything.
What could you want?
The only thing it doesn't have is black metal. So they got to work on that.
Gotta add more black metal influences.
Yeah.
When you mentioned earlier, like the part that gets me usually is because it was also the very first thing I heard was like the intro to like Truth.
Yeah.
Just like that, like.
Yeah.
There we go. Just like that's a good fucking riff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What'd you give it?
I'd give it a solid like 9 out of 10. This album's really fucking good.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 as well. So check it out. Universal Mind Project with the Jaguar Priest. Seriously, dude.
Seriously. It's a good,
check it out.
It's good shit. Check it out.
Yeah, maybe we'll go out with this band, dude.
Maybe.
Oh, man.
What'd you do?
Fucked it.